that there's another pace, but it's the illusion pace. See, Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil was the deceived pace. You're going at a speed, but that particular road is controlling you. You're not traveling that road. That road is traveling you. That road is actually taking you where it wants you to go. But then there's a divine pace where it doesn't matter what the road is. It doesn't matter what it is, where it's going, or whatever. I know when to turn off. Mm-hmm. And it's not so much that I know in the front of my mind when to turn off, but when it's time to turn, I turn. Welcome to the Redin30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
All right, we rolling. Y'all good? Clear my throat. Give me a little.
Great, I'm good.
Give me a little Waller.
A little Waller?
Yeah, a little Waller.
I want to say good morning. Everybody had naps.
Everybody had naps. Lord knows I had one.
How was Christmas? As if I haven't seen y'all or asked this question.
Right, since then, right.
It's still the holiday season though, so.
It is.
Are you feeling the cheerful spirit still?
They still playing Christmas music on the radio, so.
You listen to the radio?
96.1 down here, yeah. Every year right after Thanksgiving, they just go
He also watches regular TV.
No, I don't. Don't try to play me on the podcast.
Live TV. We just live TV.
Like live TV.
I don't watch.
So.
I canceled my subscription on that live TV on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I had two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you still got one? You still watch live TV?
Yeah, but like basketball games and football games come on live. Like I can't watch them on Hulu. I can't watch like football games on or basketball games on.
So live sports is the only thing that you watch on live TV?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean if there's something going on, I watch like the election stuff, and then like sometimes I'll scroll just like you bored, but I don't really like go to there and be like, let me go find something like football.
Okay.
I watch a movie every now and then.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the Soul movie yet?
Yes.
I saw it.
It's dope.
Yes.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's dope.
I think it's I really appreciate the challenge of doing a kids movie about afterlife.
That's what it's about?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
It's called Soul.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean,
why does Soul automatically equate to afterlife?
So you haven't even seen a preview or anything?
No.
Oh.
Okay, yeah,
well, if you see the preview, you clearly know that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I just think that's a tough subject for children, and they actually did it.
That's a tough subject for everybody.
I appreciate it. I think
that's
it was creative.
As soon as Christians, I heard somebody talking about they talking about reincarnation and all that. I'm like, yo, can y'all just chill, please?
Really?
all them times that Wile E. Coyote died and came back.
Right.
Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck got shot in the face with a shotgun, point blank, and came back. Come on, bro. Nobody talk about reincarnation. Then. Just chill.
Nor did they point out murder in the middle of the street.
Right, just chill. Yeah. Just chill out, please. Oh. So
so many traumatic things that happened in our childhood through cartoons.
Bro.
You know what? Really though, we were watching
so many
all
traumas.
of that.
Bro, and we
watched relationships.
We were just believing it all.
Like Bugs Bunny relationships.
That's craziness, bro.
Nah, I wanted me a Lola Bunny back in the day, bro.
Lola.
Did you really?
Yeah, Lola. I wanted Lola, and I wanted which is crazy. I'm saying. And then what's the one with Roger Rabbit?
Bro.
Yeah, I remember the girl off of there.
Yeah, for Who Ran Roger Rabbit in the red.
Oh man, I'm about to look it up
Google
right
her.
now. Hold on.
I know you're talking about though.
Did you have a cartoon crush?
She was
Darius?
bad. Betty Bop,
Yeah.
Betty Boop.
Betty Bob.
I'm trying to think like who was the main one though.
I feel like Betty was his favorite for people.
Yeah, Betty, then Daphne.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. Oh, people still love her today.
Yeah.
That was like low key, like inappropriate for children.
That was like his whole. That was Roger Rabbit's whole wife.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm here
But
for it.
It was all the curves, man. Like it was our first exposure to a lot of times.
What about Barney and Fred? That was a marriage relationship.
But Wilma and Betty ain't had no curves.
Well,
like,
I'm saying it was like watching it's like watching a real TV show, like with a relationship and a family.
They definitely did the stereotypical man, woman, you got to do this, I got to do that gender role type thing. They did.
Yeah.
So it was getting it across like that.
So you got something against curves in cartoons?
I don't know.
Wait,
I'm just
what
saying.
about-
I'm just saying. Betty and Wilma didn't have that
Oh.
on the Flintstones.
Oh.
I feel like they did though.
They had them. They just
strong
wasn't.
legs.
They wasn't like.
They had some built
We
legs.
couldn't equate them to no real
They had
people.
like track
No, they wasn't
runner
like
legs.
curves. They were like
Like, what
sleek
could they
and
do?
fit curves.
Yeah.
They had little slight curves, bro. You gotta go
Yeah.
back and watch. They had little slight curves.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm going back and watch the Flintstones to see the,
The way
curves
they
on the
make,
cartoon.
the way they make women now in cartoons, the curves.
Yeah.
Be like, listen,
I
is this a
mean,
white cartoon? Because I'm looking like,
hey,
look.
If they can make
like a black woman.
mannequins the way they make mannequins now, they can make cartoons the way they make cartoons.
Yeah, I've seen those.
These mannequins be full.
Full blown.
Yeah.
And you walk at the wrong time, they be trying to settle, they be naked.
Like, wait
Damn.
now, hold up now.
Hold on.
I got kids.
Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. Now we're here, y'all. We're back again. Back at it again. This is Redin30, the Red30 podcast, sponsored by Redin30.com. Where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you all using red words. We believe in the whole Bible. We love the whole Bible. We believe that the red words tell us who we are in the story, like Christ. And so Christ is always trying to make us more like him. When we become more like him, we realize our oneness with the Father. And then we begin to realize our true identity and who we are and our purpose. That's his, I think.
It is.
So, so Redin30. So it's a 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's something that we started a while back, and we just read about 3 chapters a day. And then when we read it, I think the cycles of it, we call it a cycle every 30 days. The cycles of it get you to see more and more of Christ. And I guess the reason we start this, because I think in this conversation that whether it's Christian or whether it's anything religious when it's referring to God or whatever, I think that Jesus is grossly neglected. We talk about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's neglected,
Not
not so much as a superstar, but as him and what he was trying to say to us was neglected.
As any bit of relevance, like
Bro,
I was
like
about
I
to
heard,
say in a conversational way that's like digestible and like understandable in real life. It's not like that at all.
Nah, he's
It's
neglected.
definitely the superhero way.
Right, superhero. And I heard somebody else talking about, a certain group of people, they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And I was like, well, who do you believe you are?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't believe that he the Son of God, and the only point that he came and was like that is to say, yes, I'm the Son of God, but he never said, I'm the Son of God and you not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He never excluded him, and his conversation was trying to tell him, hey, you too.
Which is why I think he spoke in third person a lot.
Right. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see that.
Because it was like an all-inclusive type of
Right.
thing. Like he wasn't saying just me.
Right.
I'm saying it in third person so like this is like a general statement.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
everybody knows it's them too.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of emphasized that a lot too when he said "son of man" a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say them together.
Yeah, growing up, I could never understand why is he saying "son of man."
Right.
What does that mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I found out like he was just emphasizing, hey, like I'm doing this not as a deity, but I'm doing this as a man.
Yeah.
So I'm
Right.
doing this as a human.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
dope.
automatically you too.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
And then for me too, coming up, I saw him as a superstar. Right? I mean, most of us
Mm-hmm.
did. So that's probably why we couldn't understand the Son of Man part. I didn't start putting that together
That's
till
so
later.
true.
I always saw him as who he is.
You always saw him as a man? This guy, oh my God.
Sure,
I knew it in your face, man.
Here he goes.
As soon as
Back
I saw
when
his
I was
face, I was
five.
like, let me
I got the revelation.
I got that.
let me look this man in the eye. That man been on these red words.
Of course, of course.
Now, but once again, so now referring, this is what this is about. So Redin30 is about. And then for me, I know for y'all could kind of speak to it. I did want to kind of talk to it a little bit before we jump into any subject. But like, how is the 30-day reading affected you? Like since we've been doing that, since we've been focusing, or you can just say since we've been focusing on the red words. In your own words, how's it affected you?
My perspective.
I'll go first. No, you
Okay.
go.
Let her talk.
You go
One
ahead.
mic.
Oh my
Talk your
God,
talk,
no, but
queen.
really, I mean, I feel like
Clubhouse.
we've technically answered it, so I don't think I'm saying anything new, but my perspective on a daily basis is different. I guess the more and more you read it, the more it translate like where it's like relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like when you first read the Bible, of course it's like hard to relate to real life because it's so dated.
Right.
But the more and more I read it, it just seems more like practical stuff. Like I can start picturing the scenes. And then, like for me, the first step, you know, after you get past the this is old conversation, like the next thing is like, okay, so now I can like picture him doing this, picture this happening, and then now it's starting to be like, okay, put myself in the situation, or it's like, okay, I can actually even compare this to something that happened to me yesterday, and then you go from there to like the revelation, then kind of goes through the roof because it's like, this is me. This is life now. And what he was really trying to say was blah, blah, blah. And I mean, from there, it's like you start understanding the words, understanding what they meant to say.
I got a question. I'm put you on the spot. Then we'll go to Jay. Then we'll go to Darius. And then the same questions apply to y'all when we come around. But all right, so what do you do? What do you do for a living? What do you do as like? Are you like a minister? Are you like a? What do you do? Say what you do for a living.
I'm a business owner.
Okay.
And so I run a creative agency. We focus.
I know these things, but I'm just saying that.
That's what you want?
Yeah, I want that. Yeah, I want your clubhouse spiel.
Okay, right. Which is terrible. Your little elevator speech for Clubhouse. You know, you got to get that mug down in like 20 seconds.
Well, I think go ahead and do it, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's dope. And I'm gonna ask you another question. Go ahead.
Okay, so the company is called Few. We focus on editorial and creative services. On the editorial side, clients come to us for like, you know, written content, copywriting, from video scripts, you know, to a bio, anything like that. And then on the creative side, it's my God, website, graphic design.
Does she really do bios, Jay?
I don't think so.
Anything like that. To wrap it up, it's like content creation. And so we also do audio engineering services, and it takes way too much to explain everything we do.
Absolutely.
So saying content creation is kind of the best way, because every aspect of the content that you need, whether digital or physical, we can get it done.
I'm about to put you on the spot. You ready?
Okay. When you keep saying that, it's scary when you say that.
Well, I don't.
I'm about to put you on the spot. Okay, what do you?
I just want to warn you so you don't feel like I'm blindsiding you, like interviews and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But like, so when you say Jesus, when it started showing you perspective. And so showing you how is that translated to your everyday work? Because you're not doing religious work per se. You know, I'm doing the Pope fingers. Or you're not really doing. You're not like a spiritual counselor or nothing like that. So how does that translate for your everyday work? And I want to say that because people tend to put Christ or spirituality in a place in their lives for a certain set. That's why even going to church on a regular is dangerous in that aspect, because you realize you think the spirituality is there and not everywhere. You think you get in touch with God there and not everywhere. So but just, you know, me and Jay do what we do, but like and Dad, you know, we do it, but like, you know, how does that translate to you? Like what is that, how does that kind of make you see things a little differently?
So
I know some of these answers too, but I'm just
I say the first thing I was thinking when you asked me is like, I have this sticky note on my desk that says Jesus is practical. And so I just like keeping that in front of me because you really don't have to separate it. You know, people say like, you know, I have a secular job or whatever, but it's like life, and like you go into the grocery store is secular.
You don't call your t-shirt secular. I got secular clothes.
Right. It's really all spiritual because I mean you're dealing with people and people are spiritual.
Right.
And so when I see Jesus as practical, it's just like I merge the two, and I don't see what I'm doing as secular or separate from anything else or something I've learned in service or something. And then another aspect of it is like I don't see clients like other people may see clients. I see them more of like these are God's people, and
that's what
it's just really a channel.
Yeah, because when you told me, God told you that's His people.
Yeah, that's His people. Like, like He's clearly doing. I know because of what we do, we meet a lot of people with their dreams and their big ideas. They have visions and they're really like passionate about it. And I feel they've trusted me, but they're really trusting in someone. To kind of take that vision on and make it come to life, and it's a big part of their life, and
they believe it's a purpose, right?
Most likely is a part of their purpose. Right, and they've invested a lot into it. It's never a small deal when people come to us. It's never a small deal. It's like it's always a really big deal.
Right.
And so I just realized these are God's people, and he's giving them vision or giving them something to do on this earth. And in order for us to bring that thing in their heads to real life, they need channels. They need other people to partner with them. And so I'm just like that partner. So I'm always on the phone, like, listen,
signs and wonders and miracles.
Like, let's make this happen, because what you saw.
Signs and
Where
wonders.
are you going with that?
So I'm just saying, you work in signs and wonders and miracles.
Okay.
Right?
Is that how you see it? Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't say miracles, signs and wonders, but
some of it's miraculous. I didn't see some of it. So
okay.
So Jay, I'm coming to you. So I guess 2 parts, but you can start with to say what you do. I guess do your pitch, but then I guess
have one.
I'm me.
Oh, you have one. You be on. You do an intro in Clubhouse.
Yo, I literally don't.
Daily.
Yo, I did one other night and it was dry.
It changes every time, though.
But it was dry for a reason, bro.
It was.
But wait, his pitch changes every time. I'm like, what dude gonna say this time?
Yo.
No, but I guess what my question is, and maybe I'm trying to ask it the same way, but how has, because we've come up in church, all of us have. We've come up knowing Bible stories and scriptures and different things and messages. But like when you started focusing on the red words, what effect did it change? How did it change you? And then how did it change, just your everyday walk? Just what you do. How did it translate to everything?
Everything.
I mean, anything and everything. Your life.
Okay. All right. So, first question you asked me was, what do I do? I live. So I live first, and then a part of that life is I'm a pastor.
What's the name of your church?
World Shakers Church International.
Okay. In Baton Rouge?
In Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
For some reason, when I hear World Shakers, I can hear
because every
everyone.
time we hear the announcer, we screaming.
Their church is hype.
Yo, you know how we do.
They hype, okay? Exactly what it sounds like.
It's a vibe.
The follow-up is crazy.
Yo, every time I talk to Beth, she always references, the smoke and everything in the balcony.
Oh my God, bro. You'd have to be there to know what we talking about.
They just too cool, okay? That's all we know.
Turn the lights off. What I was saying? Yeah, so I do that, and I do a lot of other creative things, and I'm getting back into those more and more. But reading the red words, it actually helped me kind of accept who I am more. It made it clear some of the ways that I am.
That. It helped me accept who I am.
Yeah,
you like accepting Christ.
Yeah. Good job, Montreal. Really I like how he asks himself those questions.
Yeah.
I really be still be hitting. I'm like, accepting Christ. Okay,
No, I really like that.
Yeah, but it made me accept who I am. Just a whole lot more. A lot of times, growing up, people make you think that the way that you are and stuff that you do makes you different, or you're not doing something right or whatever. But like actually reading the red words and seeing the way that he moved and the way that I did things and the way that I am, it just kind of coincided and it kind of connected. And I just saw that he was a real person. Like actually seeing him as a real person, not as a deity or a superhero or anything like that, but seeing him as like the Son of Man, like that made me have confidence to be the same. Right. So it translated, especially for me as a pastor, it has helped because just this year in and of itself, people have reached out to me and thanked me so much for showing them and revealing Jesus to them, more and more in themselves. And it's made their lives so much easier, and so much more productive. And so for me, that is the best part, to be able to
productive.
Yeah, actually have something revealed or affirmed in you, but then translate that to somebody else. Like, and I guess that's what this is for too, to have people have that same experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's the conversation. I think. Yeah. I mean, that's the conversation for it to be effective and productive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other reason for us to be doing this right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's trying to. Ain't nobody thought about doing no podcast.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to be like, oh, we about to blow up and start the brand. It's like,
and I don't even like talking that much,
bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I'll stand in the back, like,
and
what?
I don't even like cameras that much.
So it's like,
remember the first episode? I was like, do we need cameras?
Yeah. And she the one came up with the podcast.
Audio.
Really?
I was still thinking audio for him to do. Solo.
See.
He come on the phone talking about you too, and I called Jeremiah.
Yeah, so let's go. We the shit.
What is this? What is happening?
Oh, gee.
Nah.
Reboot.
So swag,
Right.
swag. Shout out to
Swag.
Let me do it again. Shout out to
Swag.
So swag. Yeah. So swag. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But so same question for you. You're gonna give your point, give your pitch, what you do, all the good stuff, and then how did focusing on the red words, because you kind of alluded to it a minute ago, how when you're younger you didn't understand some of the things, but now focusing on the red words kind of opens up the things that we were hearing before, and I feel like that's what you were saying. So kind of just give your spill on it, your take on it.
Oh yeah.
And this is dope because
Well,
I
he's
just
gonna
want
say
people
what
to
he
understand.
does.
He's gonna say what he does and everything.
I missed that part. Sorry.
Yeah, like I work for a ministry, and I pretty much do all things media and all things creative. Like it's all morphed into different things depending on the time and like what's needed.
I was say the day.
I'm just gonna jump in. He's a visual genius, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's mainly video content, and like social media content and creative right now. And to me, like I look at my readings like of the Gospels in like periods and like kind of like stages, and like different stages or like periods of my life, like it's kind of changed me in certain ways. But I would say right now I've been real kind of focused on and when I say focus, like it's almost like I can't get stuff off my mind.
Sheesh.
Like that's what I call focus.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's
No,
like,
that's focus.
yeah.
Focus is not picking up and looking at it.
Good point.
It's when it's looking at you all the time. Like every time you open your eyes, you see it.
Yeah.
Now that's dope.
Yeah. And I've been kind of seeing.
Now, did that happen? I got a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna finish. I got a question for you to follow up. Well, no, let me ask you right now because it's what you just said. Did that happen to you when you first started doing the red words? Like when you first started reading, or maybe the first time you did the 30 day, did it happen to you the first time, or was it like a consistent thing for you? Like I'm talking about you can't get it off your mind type thing.
The first time, no, because the first time, well, I mean, like we was doing Redin30 before we even called it that.
Absolutely. Right.
So yeah, the first time I didn't understand. I mean, I understand like the significance of Jesus as far as him down on the cross, and stuff like that. But like my early teaching, like of the Bible, didn't really emphasize Jesus like that.
Straight up.
They would put Jesus in the same boat as other people.
Straight up.
Like in some ways.
Straight up.
And they would just be like, oh yeah, Jesus, yeah, he died on the cross. So it's like we just take it like, oh yeah, Jesus, like he did this, so we gonna appreciate him like a little bit more,
right?
But not like it's almost like only because he died on the cross, but not the other stuff,
right? Which we skip over.
Like what was the characteristic of him down on the cross? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't the other people have that characteristic at the time or whatever?
What was different about it?
Yeah, right.
And that happens when we skip through.
Yeah.
And we pick the parts that we want.
Yeah. So at first, no, but like as I kept reading it, and like just saw that. The first thing that got me was when I realized that he wasn't a typical what we call like an American Christian. Because he was doing stuff.
So Jesus wasn't an American?
No.
Thank God.
So like he
wasn't a Christian?
Nah.
Sheesh.
Good point.
But, yeah, because I noticed he was doing stuff that like, like somebody would be like, that's not very Christian. Like that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't nice.
Yeah, he was sinning a lot of times.
Like he wasn't nice, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Can you explain? I mean, well, after.
And like,
yeah.
And then when I found out that he was like he was that guy, you know, like everybody appreciates that guy that's for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like depending on like what culture you're in, some cultures call it fight the power. Some cultures call it, you know what I'm saying, like fight the system.
Revolution.
Right. But he was truly that, but in a whole new way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And I really realized that when, I think they call it like the Sermon on the Mount.
Yep.
Like the stuff he was saying, and then like the environment, when I really looked into it, like he was in a sense fed up with the Pharisees.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling them vipers and stuff like that.
Right.
But like I seen something to where, like I did some research, and that crowd, like his crowds were like a mixture of the religious people and then a mixture of what they called the Gentiles back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like the everyday, ordinary people,
right,
struggling to get sacrifices,
right,
getting messed over on Passover.
Yep, all that.
And like they were in the same crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And like that environment, like when they heard Jesus saying that about the religious leaders back then, back then nobody was talking to him like that.
Right.
Like nobody was talking to to those leaders back then like that.
True that.
So when they saw him doing it, and they started realizing, they're like, oh, like he for us.
Right.
But
right.
And he had came from their world too. Like he still was like a religious leader. But,
right.
And when I seen that, I was like, okay.
The dynamics, bro.
Like that, yeah.
The dynamics, bro. And I like, you know, we always talk about the kingdom of God is within you. I was like, oh yeah, the kingdom of God, we preach it. But he was talking to them same dudes he called vipers.
Yeah.
Like the dynamics of the man is like it takes time to learn the nuances of who he is. When you learn that, you learn who you are.
Yeah.
But it takes time to be that. He wasn't playing sides.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he called, you know, they say call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. Like he called it what it was, because at the end of the day, we always talk about this, but he was about the will of the Father.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not about
all day.
Not about building no church. Not about building no religion. Not about spread. You know, we got all these phrases that we use, but spreading the gospel is really saying, yo, this is who you really are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I could take over territories and buildings and do kind of a bunch of stuff, but if people don't know who they are, there's institutions, not even just church, educational, political, medical institutions all over the place that are full of people that don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They leave with titles, but they don't know who they are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so the dynamics of him was just huge for me.
Yeah.
But that's I wanted to ask that because I wanted to make sure that people understand the 30-day reading.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to go ahead?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, it changed my life. Like with
what do you do?
Okay, I am a minister. I am a songwriter. I am a brother, friend, all that good stuff. So yes, it's just simply that. So for me, it flipped me because I was head first in deep already into the whole Christian thing, like minister and all that years and all that. So when I finally see it, it's like, yo, like what have I been talking about? Mm-hmm. What have I been doing? You know what I'm saying? What? How did I miss this? What is going on? And for me, it just broke me down from that day that it hit. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I realize everything we talking about now, because it was the pace and the process we're gonna talk about in a second. But it just hit me and it struck me, and I guess it took you to a point where it's like, okay, I gotta keep going this way. I done went through this door and I done seen this, now I gotta keep going this way. And it's the road less taken, less traveled. It's the narrow way, you know what I'm saying? But
definitely,
it's definitely a narrow way, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's worth it because of the confidence and not just confidence for myself, but the confidence that you can help other people with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And every problem we have is identity problem.
Yep.
I can trace every single problem we have on this earth to identity.
Yep. Yeah.
Every single crisis is to identity. Yep. Every single lack, shortage, you know, whatever it is, it's identity. Yep. You know, and so, you know, for me, it just changed me in that way. But the cycles of doing it, I'm reading stuff in the gospel today, bro, and like I'm seeing something like, what? Like I saw Jesus tearing these churches up. He said he came to the city. He said, I came to these cities. This right before he's talking about the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, right? And then he goes on right after that. He goes, that's the meek and lowly in heart scripture we always quote. But before that, He says, Lord, I thank you that you hid it from the wise and the prudent, right? Because right before that, he's going off on cities, talking about if the miracles that were done in your city, you know what I'm saying? If this city would have seen it, they'd have been spared. He said, you should have been repented. In other words, not said you sorry, but repent means to change your mind. You should have long ago repented once you've seen the things that were done. But right then it proved, I saw Jesus in the moment right then, and it proved to him that even with the miracle signs and wonders, people still want what they want, and they're going to act like they want to act.
Yep.
And so I know I can't do it for them.
Yep.
And like I saw him have a moment.
Yep.
And he said, I see him, I feel, okay, Lord, thanks. I appreciate you that you hid it from the wise and the prudent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And revealed it unto babes.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, come, and he goes on. Then he said, come to me, labor and heavy laden, I give you rest. Because it was almost like, okay, we have, people have a tendency that we're going to have to help everybody. But I help so many people.
Yeah.
I help so many people in my life, and they are doing the same thing they wanted to do at first.
Yeah.
And they don't care. And if you say something about it, they're going to tell you that something's wrong with you. Right?
I was about to ask how long you've been in ministry.
Oh, God.
I know it's about
27 years.
I ain't been 27.
It's about 27.
So it's 21 for sure.
I mean, because you're still
21.
young,
21.
but I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, so I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, well, I was doing
Like, you started
17.
preaching
Since 17.
5 years ago.
Yeah, 17. So 17, I preached my first message. So if I count from there, it's 21.
What was that message?
Ooh.
It was something about I know that my first message in church was I must respond. I remember that. But the other one was you remember that? Cause we listened to it that one time, remember?
Yeah, I remember when I found the tape.
Yeah.
Like you did it during Youth Ablaze.
That boy had that baby voice, boy.
Yeah, you had a baby voice.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
Oh my God. And he talked so sure.
Yeah.
And then you can tell like it was his first one because he don't do it. Like he don't teach like that at all no more.
Nah, I had notes then because I was taught.
He was real polished.
Yeah.
It was real step by step. I was like, this ain't Montreal.
That is dead.
Who is this little boy?
That's dead.
Like Montreal go from step 3 to step 1, then back to step 9.
Yeah,
now,
we
back then he was like 1, 2.
Yeah, number one. Number one. It was like number one.
It sound like that?
It wasn't that high, bro.
Oh, boy.
But I was trying to get to it.
I was like at 17, bro.
Number one. It was more like number one.
Remember his young singing voice? It was a little
Hey, you
high.
know what? Okay, so let's talk about this. So that's Redin30 in a.
Can I add one more thing?
I'll go for it.
Yeah, another thing that it did was it helped me be disciplined with the scriptures. Because I mean, to be honest, some days I read, some days I wouldn't.
I ain't care. What are we talking
I didn't know what to read or what, so I just kind of go.
I was about to say priority.
Yeah,
prioritizing what to read.
I didn't, but it helped me like actually discipline and actually set time aside to make sure that I'm constantly in the Word, at least getting something. But before, maybe Wednesday, maybe next Tuesday.
Proverbs, whatever. What's today's date?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you used to do that.
I remember that girl asked on Clubhouse that day where to start. Remember that day? And that was always a question. It was two questions. Was where to start and how do I know that God, is God talking to me? It was always that. And where to start was so difficult because there's 66 books in the Bible. Like it's like what? Like where? Which one? Which one do I go to? And then from now, I would tell anybody right now. Yeah, start from the red
all day.
Oh yeah,
all day long.
because he also references. He
absolutely references everything, and he gives context to everything, insight to everything.
Definitely.
You know, so reading.
I mean, the Gospels actually are the beginning too.
It is. It's true. It's the beginning. And what's crazy about it was, I was just about to say something about the Gospels, that even the way they wrote the Tanakh, which is the Jewish Bible first with the laws and everything, they read backwards. I know I've said this before, but they didn't read from left to right like we do. The book opened like the other way, and they read from what we would call the back to the front. But that was the beginning for them. I mean, it's just the way it was written. It was written that way. Yeah. And so, okay, cool. Y'all fussing about, this is the way it go. And then we all know we read like this. And everybody
still like
that
that.
you read like this. You read from the inside out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then when you read from the inside out, it gives perspective. A lot of people be fussing and they have arguments about doctrine and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, y'all don't even know Jesus. What are y'all talking about? Because he settles the arguments.
They were arguing back then, and he settled it. It's the same
argument
to this day.
There's been an argument since the beginning, man. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate those moments, and I can appreciate what this does. You know what I'm saying? Just because we sitting here talking on the podcast don't mean we know everything, because we don't at all. And that means we still reading.
Yeah, and I actually love being in that place.
Me too, because that's when you can learn.
Yeah, that's
when you grow. That's to me. That's
first of all, when you think you know everything, that's pressure for no reason.
Oh my God!
Because you're always trying to live up to the fact that you
and not being able to say I don't know. Oh my God!
Is it freedom? Right.
Hey, you know what? Let me be honest with you. I don't know, but I know somebody that does, and you know you can get your answer.
Well, I do this on a daily.
What you do?
Come back to me.
Yeah.
Come back to me.
I'll get back to you. But it makes it so easy, because it keeps your valve open for the truth to come through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We clog our own valves up with our smarts.
Yeah.
We think we know. It's stupid. Right? We think we smart, man, and then we clog it up with what we think knowledge is. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense.
Terrible.
You know, so. But so this kind of segues into what we could talk about for a little while, because you know, I kind of got checked by God the other day about pace, and he says I want to read it. Let me read it. I texted to y'all a minute ago. Let me read it so I can read it exactly. My throat is trying to get a.
What else? Your throat?
Sometimes, yeah. Pause.
You can't talk about another man's throat.
You can't.
It
just won't happen. Hey, your throat, bro. I don't know what's going on. You got something in your throat? So, and I put on there, and I just wrote. I was writing it down. I was tweeting, and I was writing it down as he said it. But it says we've been deceived by the illusion of quick results. Right. So, like the idea that something can happen fast is an illusion. Right. And he told me a little bit more about it today, which is. It's not based on time, but there's an illusion of speed, or our idea of speed that takes us out of pace. So we begin to rush, or we can slow down, and we're not in that divine pace.
Yeah.
There's just a pace that he is. You know, that there's a pace that God has and the pace that we are.
Yeah.
That is perfectly in stride for, you know what, remember watching those cartoons that you see people walking and then like the piano fall right when they pass, you know what I'm saying, out the building. It's like they'll be walking. Mr. Magoo. Y'all remember Mr. Magoo? I don't know if you remember Mr. Magoo, the cartoon. He little dude that couldn't see, right? You remember Mr. Magoo?
Oh, with
He couldn't see, but he would always like make it through the day.
Yeah.
Like he never get in a wreck, but he couldn't see
badly
nothing.
Missed stuff,
But the stuff is like badly missing him.
Yeah.
Because he just had a certain pace. He would turn around and then the thing of missing behind it. It was like a pace that it doesn't matter what's going on around you. I'm safe in my. That's dope. I'm safe in my pace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My pace is, and then my pace is my place. Like it's all at the same time. And so he just kind of started checking me bars. But he started checking me about that last week, because sometimes we can get in a hurry, especially in 2020.
Yeah.
Because of so much access.
A lot of times, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We get we go to the grocery store and buy fruits, vegetables, and we immediately eat them. And I appreciate all that, but we never take into account the time that it took. Y'all, you ever looked up how long it takes for an apple tree to grow? You know what I'm saying?
6 years? No, I'm messing with you.
No, it's years though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 6, but it's like years. Like before you get a first yield, it takes time for it to grow. Right now, whatever age we are, it took all that time to get right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And now we can get here and be like, we want this, I want this, I want this. But like, what are you?
Yeah.
It took all that time, and so there's an illusion of quick results. There's an illusion of speed that you watch on social media, you're looking at all different kinds of things, and then it gives you illusion to try to rush and get something, or rush and be something, or rush and have something. And you never realize the pace that you are.
That makes me think about how growth is just, you don't see something growing, but it's growing.
It's
because
growing.
the pace is
right. The pace is
it's
set.
like a part of the person.
Yeah, the pace is built in the DNA.
Like when you say you are pace, like it's literally a part of you.
Yeah, the pace is built.
You're actually moving.
What you thinking, bro? You was thinking, I just know.
Yeah, no, it kind of made me think about how when kids, they're growing, and while you're there with them in the process, you don't really see how drastic they're growing. But somebody who saw him like this year and then see him again to last year, it's like, yo, like what happened?
From infant to one or two, infant to two, it's like, how did you do this in 2 years?
And it's so gradual.
You're a little monster, like you're like a little alien. Like, how did you grow in?
Now you walk around talking and playing, jumping outside.
You got ideas and stuff, right? Like DJ, he was on DJ the other day. He talking about, I'm like, what are you talking about? He said something I don't actually. I'm like, what? You don't actually.
You on a whole nother level of character.
That right quick.
That's my guy.
Right.
DJ, so, DJ's funny.
DJ's funny. And so DJ up in the kitchen talking about, so what you do? He talking to girls. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so cute.
So what you do? Yeah.
Oh God.
So, but it's that concept of just growth. I think pictures are important. You know, pictures and portraits are really important, so you can see the progression of things.
Yeah.
I like time lapses. You ever watch time lapses?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Man, the dopest thing to watch is like a time lapse or something growing.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's so crazy too.
It's crazy.
It's funny because you never see that perspective. You know what? That's like life right now.
Yep.
You really don't ever see what's happening. It's crazy. Like
until later.
Until later, you really don't see what's happening because it's moving way too fast. Actually,
yeah, it's the illusion.
Yes,
it's the illusion. So the illusion is you think that you're seeing stuff, and you think what you're seeing is it, or what you don't see ain't it. But the actuality that the pace is going. Yeah, your body right now is proving pace. It's proving the theory. And the understanding and the identity of pace right now. Yeah. Your heart beating, your blood flowing, the way you're breathing.
Oh, and your mind is actually retaining more things. So it's literally growing every day. You know, when you see something new or whatever.
An electrical shock through your brain.
Yeah, it's literally
the current.
Growing every day.
It's growing every day. And so if you understand the pace, it says, and I say pace is greater than race. Right? Now, not so much race is colors too, but that's dope too. It fits too, but it's like racing because sometimes we have tendency to be trying to race. Well, we gotta tear down the kingdom of heaven before the devil take everybody up. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Or we have this concept of rushing. We gotta get it done before Jesus come back. What? Like when he coming, like whatever that looks like.
Yeah, we've been in the last days a long time,
bro. It's been the last. I was born in the last days. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I understand it. I understand where people get it from, but it's just like it's this illusion of time. You know what I'm saying? And I put completion is greater than competition. I mean, it's just that
100%.
It's that conversation. So now you see Jesus, and one of the ways I know divine pace, one of the best stories is when Lazarus dies. That's divine pace. Because y'all know if it's us, we like, oh, pull the mic loose. He like, oh, word, okay. And then he does what he's doing because he understands divine pace. You get it? And then what is it, 3-4 days? Yeah. 3-4 days later, he going over there and talk to him, and then go, and because it's the pace. Yeah, it's divine pace. I believe even life. I hear people talk in the Aramaic. They talk about people don't talk about life and about what happens after we die. And so like the Hebrews and the Aramaic didn't talk about it like we do. We got for reference sake, we got a lot of our ideas of heaven and hell, and all that from the Greeks.
I said, how original like is the Aramaic? Like as far as we can tell.
Yeah, it was Hebrew and Aramaic. So the Hebrew was the original language, but then when Jesus' time, people wasn't speaking like straight Hebrew, but it's Hebrew.
So like those languages are like some of the quote unquote original languages of man.
Absolutely.
Like as far as we can.
So does history say? Yeah, right. So
yeah, as far as we can go back right now.
As far as we can go back, so that's what history says. You know what I'm saying? And so, but they don't speak. They speak to. They see the whole process of life as a journey. You know what I'm saying? From the time you're born even till you expire from here, you're still moving on in a journey. Like it's like they don't see it like we see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think the only way you see it differently is when you stop thinking about yourself so much, of course, and your mortality. But
that's tough.
But you know what I'm saying? Which is very tough, especially in this society. They tell you to think about yourself. But even him speaking about that, the pace is different. So somebody asked me one time, well, why didn't Jesus stay longer? why did he leave when he was 33? You know what I'm saying? Why did he, whatever, why the ministry was only 3 years long? And I was like, well, and I explained it. It was a dope explanation.
Mm-hmm.
But then now I understand it's just pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pace is not determined. We've had loved ones go on, and if we don't understand, we had talks about that, and I said we got to understand what's going on here. Like, can we stop connecting our faith and our understanding to the things that are here that we know, because we don't know this divine pace that we just can't. Like, it's you didn't make it up,
right?
And it's a divine pace, and once we start seeing it that way, then it deals with grief, it deals with belief, it deals with all those different things, because there's a divine pace for things that just has to happen a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Now we have interjections in there and out of there, but you have to commit to the divine pace. And Jesus had a problem with the pace at first. When it's time for him to die, he like, oh man, love you, can't let this cup pass from me. That's a pace. That's a pace question.
And at 12 too.
And at 12, right, pace too. That's dope.
True.
At 12, because he's out there trying to get it done. I'm about my father's business. You know what I'm saying? These are
really true. That's a pace. That at 12, you gotta stretch that out to you 30. Seems like a long time to wait.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got all this in me
years.
going on right now.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell these people.
Well, I feel like that a lot. Because I be like, man, I could have done. Sometimes your mind plays trick. Man, I should have done this when I was like that, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't the pace.
Yeah.
It goes together. It's just, you just don't see it yet.
And your job, our job is to get in the pace right now. It's not, doesn't matter tomorrow, yesterday. It's like getting pace right now.
Yeah. Oh, and so today you brought even more clarity to pace, because you started talking about the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Because I just started thinking about, so you're 12, you got to wait till you're 30 to come out of, not hiding, but come out, right? And the pace is like,
come out as Christ.
Come out as Christ. So you only see so much at the time. I do believe he was still learning. And like he might not have known the full picture of John and the purpose of John. So like, just think about your life now. Like, there's things that has to happen first. Right. And you might not see it yet, because God's looking at the whole thing while you're seeing what you can see today. So yeah, it's the stretch. You don't see all of it. Like, there's things he's definitely lining up. And that's why pace and will go together.
It's alignment.
Like, if you know his will, you can have pace. Yep. Yeah.
And what else you had? You got peace.
You got peace.
Oh my God! Can I tell y'all this then? Because before the service started. Come on now, what am I doing?
You missed church.
Oh my gosh. Before we started the podcast, I don't know what I'm thinking.
She missed church.
This is not a service.
Right, this is not a service. I don't know why this looked out like that.
You missed church.
I didn't miss church.
No, I said you missed church.
You missed church. Like, you missed going. You missed attending.
Oh, I miss going. I do miss going. We talked about that the other day.
You do for real?
Yeah.
That hesitation means.
I miss, the energy inside the building, but the time.
Yo, I hate when people like try to get you to finish their BS answer. I miss you know.
You know what I'm saying,
I wasn't expecting.
You know what I'm saying, right?
What you call that?
No, don't know what you're saying.
And that's I'm that guy.
I'm like,
I'll get
you
it.
do? Just let it fly.
What you mean?
Explain yourself.
What are you trying to say?
Back to peace. Bruh, before the podcast shooting, recording. You good?
Your words.
I looked up the etymology of pace.
Okay.
And so technically our version in English, it goes back to stretch out, which is kind of how we use it today anyway. To stretch something else, to have pace, like if you're walking back and forth, you're pacing time or whatever, to stretch. But the Latin version of pace is called pax, P-A-X, and it means peace and permission, and it goes together. When people say pace, they're saying they desire both peace and permission. Isn't that something?
Oh, yeah.
And even though it comes from the Latin version, they say the way we use it now is like, now today is unrelated to the original version. Like it's completely transformed, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, peace and permission.
Peace and permission. Say it again one more time, because I was trying to fix that thing. Peace.
I was saying, so in the English version, as far as it goes back in English, we've been using it for I think 100 and something years I saw. But it means to stretch out. which we use technically when we say pace, like you're pacing the floor.
Yep.
But in Latin, it goes back to the word pax. It's how they would explain pace, and it means peace and permission. And when they say people use the word pace, they're saying they desire both.
Oh,
peace and permission.
Wow, that's dope.
So they're pacing.
That's pace, man.
I get peace because it's like patient, being patient. And you have to be patient is to have peace, because then you're not patient. You're not cool with the wait. But permission is, to me, is like a layer. What you was thinking?
No, I was saying usually when we hear pacing, right, it always associated with a negative connotation.
Like slow down.
Like somebody,
like you're nervous.
No, somebody,
they're
pacing. Like they're nervous or anxious about something.
We do.
Anytime somebody's pacing, like, what you pacing about? Like, calm down. That's the first thing we say, calm down, when somebody's pacing.
Right. No, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. No, I just think about it because.
Except you say pace yourself. I guess that's all we're saying, slow down.
We're trying to slow down too, like stretch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AKA calm down.
If you would think, we get caught up with these generations, and you're millennials and you're generation whatever, and we get so caught up with that sometimes, and you need to do this at a certain time or do this at a certain year and do that you live life, you begin to live life for an era, or for a moment in time, and not living it according to the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are hoping to live into our hundreds, right? You know, I mean, we're just gonna live as long as we're supposed to live, right?
Yeah.
But that, whatever that distance is, I mean, if let's say we live until we're 90, 100, that's 60, 70 some odd years for us. You know what I'm saying? We have to live according to the pace.
Yeah.
But the pace is, watch this. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's pace. Alpha and Omega. That's pace. I am, that I am, that's pace. So now the pace is there and here at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have to live life here according to there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And according to there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And all that together is here.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's pace. But the illusion. We got to stop allowing ourselves to be deceived by our perception of speed. You pull up at the place and you can get what you want. Order right now, they give it at the window. Drive it to the window, right? Like this is perception of speed. You Google something, and first of all, Google don't be having all the real stuff till they put up what they won't put sometimes. But just Google it, now you got information, and you have the illusion instead of the time we used to have to go to the library and actually flip through books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I go through studying encyclopedias and quote, then write down what pages you got it up of, right?
You value that information so much more.
Oh, bro. You know, because you took time.
I think it's like maturity too. When
Right.
you think about stretching something out,
Right.
versus getting it immediately, it causes you to mature.
Right. It's a aged wine. You know what I'm saying? Or aged, sometimes some food that you sit them up and let them age. You know what I'm saying? Like those aged things, you know, preserves that they keep in the jar. Like they are better when they come out because of the preservation, because of the aging of it. No, that's what they call it, aging. But it's like fine wine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that process causes it to be a better caliber of what it is.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, we age. We become a better version of
we become a better version
ourselves.
Right.
Ooh, I have a cool connection to what you just said. Right, with the fine wine. And it goes with the pace of, you know, why Jesus was only here for 3 years. They say actually, like, the longer that wine is, you know, kept, the better that it is to taste. But the shorter amount of time that you actually have to consume it at that level, because once the air hits it, stuff starts to break apart.
Oh,
yeah, all the ingredients start to break apart. So it's like
drink that bottle.
you have to drink it, relatively soon. So it's cool that it ages and it does get better, but the actual lifespan of it once you do open it is really short. It's really short
for the maximum.
It'll start breaking down, and you can still drink it, but it won't be like the same when you first opened it.
Yeah.
So it just kind of made me think about Jesus once he hit 30 or whatever. We popped that bottle.
Yeah, we're gonna take.
Like we had to drink them 3 years.
We gotta go. It's time to go.
Yeah,
it's time to go right now.
Pop the bottle and drink it right quick. Right, that's dope.
Yeah. Nah, it just makes sense to me too when you talk about pace and not trying to rush it or whatever. But when you do get to that maximum level, you got to know that
this is your time. This is your time.
Yeah, and all that.
And everything was leading up to that. I love that.
So all of those years makes that flavor that much better.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you drink it, you take that sip, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Right.
It's so good. Yeah.
I sit there for a minute. Sheesh.
Yeah, facts.
I love it.
I think so. What you're speaking to now too is, I think pace is important. I think not mentor, the apprentice concept is dead. It's dying quickly because everybody has access to do everything when they want to do it. And I think the idea of being an apprentice, the idea of being a student, I think the idea of training, all those things are dying. So soon as somebody gets a glimpse of something, instead of marinating in that and letting it infuse you, you know what I'm saying? You begin to go off and try to rattle it off to somebody else, or begin to go off and try to show somebody how to start their business. You get to show off, but it's empty.
That is good. That's good. It's
empty because you hadn't. It sucks, man, because you hadn't done. I started thinking about my apprenticeship today, and I was like, God, dog. You know what I'm saying? But it's no accident that we're here talking like we talk. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that you've done and the times you put in. And I don't want to base it on time, but I do want to base it on pace. You see what I'm saying? So like Apostle talking to us this morning, and he said, you know, there's a difference between time my throat is going. Oh, but pause. It's water.
Every time I hear that question myself, I'm like, is that me?
Oh my God.
There's a difference between a zone and a realm. Time is zone, like time zone. He said, but timing is in a realm. That's pace, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so now you're getting out of the zone. Everybody wants to get in their zone, right? But when you get in the zone, it's the difference between, we talk ball players, right? The difference between getting in your zone, we've seen people get in their zone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Gilbert used to get in his zone.
Hibachi.
You know what I'm saying? Hibachi get in his zone. I've seen the boy play for the Sun, Devin Booker. I've seen him get in zones. I've seen different ones get in the zone, but then I had players like Kobe that was in another round. Yeah. It's like, bro, you playing another game. Yeah. Because it was every night.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, zone is quick.
Yeah, zone is it's time zone. What time zone you in? Yeah. Right? But then if it's like, if I'm in a realm, then it doesn't matter what the time zone is. Right? And I'm just using Kobe, but I'm just using different. We can. I mean, announcer when Tiger Woods at his prime, they said it's like, oh, such and second. Oh, they playing for the championship. Tiger's playing a whole nother game. Yeah, because it's a realm thing. Yeah, and it's like almost like the thing Dash was talking about just now about the focus. It's like when I can't get it off my mind. There's a line on Kobe's Muse. And I remember when I saw it, I sent it to everybody. And I still got it on my phone. It's like, yo, he's like, you know, sometimes it changed me, bro. I'm kicking tight tone right now. It changed me because I understood it. I would hear Apostle say stuff, and then I'd hear certain people, but I didn't understand the feeling until I felt it, right? And it was almost like, you know, I might not be a good brother. I might not be a good friend. And at this time, he was like a son or a father, you know. Yeah. He said, I may not be that. So it may take away from that some, but it's like that insatiable desire to be whatever it is that you feel so deeply inside that you were meant to be. It causes you to wake up and not be able to think. So now you go from using a devotional to being the devotional. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you say being devoted, but it's like it's no longer there. Like when now the word is made flesh. That's what it looks like. That's realm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But if you're still talking about time, and I can have this conversation with people, bro, and they'll never get it.
I don't get it.
You know why? Because they won't slow down.
Yeah, you really have to experience it. You really won't get it. People so I guess they're still trying to gain something instead of become something. And that, I mean that's repetitive and things that we've already said. But then when you learn that it's all about becoming, I always say you came in this world with yourself and your calling. You're going to leave with yourself and your calling. And until you realize that that's it, like you won't become anything. Right, you're still going to be trying to gain life, I guess. And
gain all this stuff that they started indoctrinating you with that you needed to have. You needed to have this. And if you don't have these, then you're not really successful in life. People don't understand what success means, right? But it's like you're not that because of all these things we've been indoctrinated to. You know what I'm saying? and then we indoctrinated so much that there's another pace, but it's the illusion pace. See, Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil was the deceived pace. You're going at a speed, but that particular road is controlling you. You're not traveling that road. That road is traveling you.
Yeah.
That road is actually taking you where it wants you to go.
That's tough. Yeah, I see that.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
But then there's a divine pace where it doesn't matter what the road is. It doesn't matter what it is, where it's going, or whatever. I know when to turn off.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that I know in the front of my mind when to turn off, but when it's time to turn, I turn.
It's just when you said that about Adam and Eve, it's like we do live in a realm of zone of suggestive. It's just suggestive from the very beginning.
All suggestions.
When you were born, it's been suggestive, and it's suggesting that you take on a different choice of living, and then that's why it's so hard to get back to what you came here for. Yeah. Or that you already are something. That's really the struggle.
It has you chasing something. Watch chasing, racing. Right? Chase, race, or pace? Which one? You know what I'm saying? You know the old story about the rabbit and the tortoise, you know what I'm saying? It's like the rabbit was all fast, he's messing around. The tortoise got the same pace. You know what I'm saying? And when I looked at the tortoise on some of the cartoons, I saw he was just kind of nonchalant.
Absolutely.
He wasn't getting ruffled up about what the rabbit. He was like, okay, hey man, yeah, you great.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And he was forced to move at that pace. He couldn't
do nothing else.
had to move at the pace. And actually, that's the truth about all of us. But your watch this, not speed, but your divine speed becomes different when you submit to the pace. Now watch this, and this is trippy. And so then I started realizing today that I thought pace was about slow and fast and all this stuff like that, or our ideas of it. But when you get in the pace, everything is. The divine pace, time is no longer an issue. Time is only an issue when you regard it. But when I get into divine pace, I can have them right now.
Yeah, facts.
I can be there now. You know what I'm saying? But you have to change, to recalibrate.
Yeah.
Your computer system. You know what I'm saying? And recalibrate your beliefs. Are you willing to believe some things that ain't believable?
Yeah.
With men it's impossible. Not with God.
Yep.
But with God, all things are possible.
Yeah.
Like he's trying. That's pace.
Yeah.
Like all those. So the word 60-fold, 30, 100-fold. That's pace. All that stuff is pace.
That's where we should be.
That's where we should be.
We should be.
That's what we should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once again, like that's what we're doing here. I think. Well, see, why 30 days? Right? Like why 30 days? Right? Or why just those 4? Why 30 days? Why 3 chapters a day? Well, it sets in a pace, and it sets a pace. It's like it's a pace setter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it? And then I know my pace. My pace is. I'm not trying to sound no kind of way, but my pace is past the 30 days now. Like I don't start and stop the cycles. You know what I'm saying? Like my pace is past that. Like my pace is past almost even picking up and looking at it because it's looking at me. Like I wake up, it's like, hey,
that's where
look,
you're trying to get to.
You know, but and it shows you your pace.
That's the focus. Yeah.
Your pace will determine your placement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all in that.
Yeah.
And so you have to get into a rhythm of something.
Absolutely.
We know that working out. We know that doing you on the detox right now. Like it's like I get past the first 4 or 5 days, and I get myself in a rhythm. I know how I'm doing. Now I got in a rhythm, and prayerfully after at the end, you got that thing set to go. You know what I'm saying?
And physically, your brain is actually creating new tracks.
It's changing.
You really
things.
do have to create a new track in your brain every time you learn. Like say you start a detox, you wasn't doing it for so long, so you just can't just eat what you want. I mean, your brain is learning. It's creating physically creating a new track, and that's just tough because you're growing something from scratch.
Yeah,
I know
that's crazy. Yeah,
we gotta kill.
Huh?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel so calm, bro.
Yeah.
But what I have to watch. Sometimes I gotta jump out the social media. Sometimes I gotta jump out things because you have to watch the illusion of pace. I mean, illusion of speed.
Yeah.
Because the illusion of speed. I hate these guys talking about, we popped off and this. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was talking about a certain rapper, and they was like, man, he don't miss, man, and he doing he tweets, man, everything I'm doing is independent, man. I'm doing it all independent. Y'all, I saw a little homeboy retweet him or whatever, right? And I answered him. I said, keep on hunting. I said, but don't forget he started with a label. Mm-hmm. He started signed to a label, and he got on with a label. Mm-hmm. So don't let these illusions. Just like we're biblically selective sometimes, some people are culturally and lifestyle selective. So they want to tell you this part, but they don't want to tell you this part, right? And then some of this part was illegal. You know, some of this part was like, oh, you really prostituted yourself out for this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You really bent over for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to talk about that process. So now all you see is you want that, you want that, you want that. But doesn't that look like I give you all these things that you bow down and worship me?
Absolutely.
Doesn't that look like you'll be just like God? They just know you'll be just like him. You eat from the tree. It's the same thing. It's the illusion. It's not that God was never going to teach them knowledge of good and evil. But I'm going to do it in a pace.
Yep.
You try to supersede my pace.
Yeah, you try to speed it up, boy.
You try to speed it up. And I'm thinking about the things you try to do, you speed up. You speed up a pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? You can't speed it up. You're supposed to go full term with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's a development that goes along with it.
Right.
You're growing something in a garden. You can't, and sometimes stuff happens. I mean, I understand. And you got to kind of make up for it. Thank God for grace. But it's like when you're growing something in the garden, you can't speed that up. You got to let those days take the days. I got my dog right now, Alex. My dog is pregnant right now. Dogs are usually pregnant from 58 to 65 days. I can't speed her up before the 58th day. And I don't know between 58 and 65 what day it's going to be. But I know the pace, so I have to be ready. But I can't speed it up. It is what it is. There's something on the inside, dope, that's growing and developing, and it needs the pace. It needs the pace to develop. You get what I'm saying? And if we don't give it the pace, there's people that like I don't care. I don't care about getting a lot of money, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about getting a lot of money. I don't care about getting a lot of people. I don't care about that. I appreciate those things. So I'm not like no, I'm nothing like that. But at the end of the day, those are not the pace. Because it'll have you running all over the place. Have you trying to do all kind of stuff, man. I remember ripping and running, trying to do all this stuff. Man, calm down. Calm down and do your thing. Calm down and do you. Find out who you are, and then do you. And that pace, and if I be lifted up from this earth, that's pace. I'll draw all men unto me. Seek ye first, Matthew 6:33. And he talks about time. He talks about things. A time. Ravdi said that. He said, take no thought for tomorrow.
Sure does. Yep.
Yeah.
For tomorrow, the evil is sufficient of itself. In other words, tomorrow gonna be what it's gonna be. He's talking pace. That's all pace.
I have a question. So if it takes pace to develop something, would you say it takes pace to like undevelop something?
Say it again.
If it takes pace, you said it takes pace to develop something, right? Will it take pace to...
Absolutely. Okay, I get it. I get to unlearn something. To unlearn some things that you need. Yeah, it takes a pace. It takes a pace, and depending on your submission...
breakdown. Just like, I'm just thinking about like...
Yeah, you breaking down all that crust in your head. And all the bad thoughts you have, you talking about all the thought, the wrong thinking.
I'm thinking about a lot of things because, like, overall, but just like particular things that people have to. It takes pace to, like think about when someone has, I guess, gained weight. It took pace for you to gain weight, and it's gonna take pace for you to break that down. You're not gonna do a one-time diet. I don't know. We was watching a video the other day. We was talking about how long it took her. Remember the video we watched from like, I think 2018? She just took videos of herself until now, and she looks totally different. But you can tell she really was consistent. Like I can tell she was either in the gym every day.
She was showing her muscle
4 or 5 days.
You know what I'm saying? It was
I'm like, she didn't stop 2 years, and the time was just going. I'm like, what? You see her now, you like, no way.
And then what I saw too is her body transformed to the pace. So she didn't lose a bunch of weight and had a bunch of extra skin.
Yeah. No, she didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Right. The body started doing what it does according to the pace. Now she probably could have went and got a surgery, and whatever. However people think about it. I'm just saying she probably could have done a bunch of different things, but it was that pace that allowed everything to be in the right kind of place. You know what I'm saying? In the right setup. Well, nothing was out of place, if you get what I'm saying. It just takes pace.
And it's saying the same thing, but it's just backwards. It depends on what people are looking at. Because if you're looking at something that you need to undo,
that was all pace.
It's still pace. Like you won't drop it tomorrow.
And then watch this: the submission to the pace determines your thought of speed. Y'all get what I'm saying?
That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, like the submission to the pace determines. There's some things that can happen like that. There's some things that can happen immediate, but it's beaten to you according to. I think 100-fold, 60-fold, 30-fold is that.
I see.
Good, acceptable, perfect will. I think that's that. You know what I'm saying? 1 talent, 2 talent, 5 talent. I think that's that. You know what I'm saying? I think that
definitely
the good ground is the pace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it depends on your yielding.
Yeah.
We had an episode called Letting It Happen.
Yes.
It's a good episode. If you haven't seen it already, you should go back. I think that was episode 3, maybe 3 or 4.
Oh, you remember?
I think it's 3 or 4. Let things happen.
Yeah, let things happen, man.
Check it out.
Submit to the pace.
Yeah.
When you submit to the pace, you realize you are the pace. And then there's no separation no more.
Yeah.
No separation.
You're a pace.
And no more competition. I thought about what you said. Like it's not competition anymore. It's completion. Have you said that yet?
I'm just I want to read them all because
he said it on the mic.
He did.
You don't even remember.
You need to listen.
He doesn't even remember.
Yeah, but that's.
I remember. That's
often with Montreal though.
Oh my God.
You just say you did.
Oh my God.
You didn't remember saying that?
I did, but I just wasn't trying to.
Because I was reading.
I just wanted to let you have your shine.
That wasn't a shine moment.
I know it. I'm just playing.
She don't even know Megan Lowley.
Megan Lowley.
I said shine. I said he said it. Hey, shine is what I'm like. Guess what I was thinking.
Divine
You hear
pace.
that 3 times.
Yeah,
I was thinking about somebody.
Oh my God.
Oh,
you know what I'm thinking? Like, oh yeah, guess what I was thinking earlier? Like,
oh my God. Divine pace.
Shut
it
up.
says divine pace is neglected for artificial speed. You get it?
Yep.
Like artificial speed. Like you really think you're moving because of some numbers. Women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. It's a lie. Right? Like that's a lie.
Yeah, numbers lie.
They lie all day.
Yeah.
And then I put this is the last one I put it. And I put we become prisoners of commotion, disguised as motion. You get it? So we done moved this over here, and then we did. Right? I'm moving, but am I making progress?
Right.
You definitely moving.
You know what I'm saying? Am I really making progress somewhere?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like burning rubber. Ooh, you can spin in one spot. You still the same way on the tires. The engine still using the same amount of gas, but you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it becomes that type of thing. You're moving, you're talking, and you're shaking, and moving, and all this stuff like that. You're talking to someone, and you think that, and then you look up from the dust and realize you didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and that just creates unnecessary wear and tear.
Bro, for what?
Yeah, so you see that in life a lot of times. Like people look like extremely older than they really are because they've been like just going in circles and really just grinding and making no progress.
Bro,
I saw somebody like that recently. I thought she was 60. She was 32.
Oh man.
What?
Yes.
Lord bless her.
God bless her.
Bless her indeed.
What?
Man.
That says a lot about your life, though.
It does. It does. It does. That's pace, man. Pace gives me peace.
Bro, it does.
Take no thought. Jesus said, take no thought. Then he said, I'll give you rest. Meek and lowly heart. I'll show you how to pace that. You still have to take the trip, but I'll show you how to pace it. You know what I'm saying? And I think also a part of pace too is what you're carrying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll try to go in the house, you got so much stuff, you're trying to carry it all in at one because you don't want to go back on another trip.
All the time.
It's like, no, just pace.
Yeah.
And that's when you break stuff. And when you drop stuff, that's when you break stuff. That's when you, whatever. And you might make it.
That analogy makes me think about how hard it is to pace because it's not always that easy.
Well, it's the losing the time.
It's like, I guess your perspective because you want it so much. The fact that you want it so much makes it tough.
Your wants.
Right, just because you don't want to keep going back and forth. But if you don't mind going back and forth,
it's lazy too, right?
Well, laziness is still based on what you want so bad. Like literally, it's only because you want it so bad that you think you're struggling, but you're really not struggling.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we put lazy out there too with it, though.
let it be known. Let it be known. That
lazy.
Right, it is lazy. Right?
It's lazy, man.
Yeah. That's the definition of what most people.
But that's why they say the most inventions and creativity comes from people who are lazy. They figure out an easier way to do it.
And then to make that,
they don't have to use a lot of energy.
But they don't finish it. To really make that invention come to life and like actually like sell, you gotta do some work.
Invention was never
that lazy.
Invention wasn't meant to take the place of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem. Inventions were made to enhance productivity.
Mm-hmm.
But in so many instances, we've allowed invention to take the place of us being productive.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we have machines doing the things that we can do when in actuality, they should be assisting us in producing more. Right? Yeah. Are doing things in a more favorable pace. Like I wish, I would tell people sometimes, man, like some of the access that people have to things right now, I believe if our generation had the work ethic that the one before us had, your dad, my dad had that ingenuity, you know what I'm saying? We're working on it. I'm working on it.
But if we be that bridge.
Yeah, if we, you know what I'm saying? If we had that with the access, you couldn't fool with me.
Yeah.
And I'm close. We getting close.
Yeah.
And once I get that's a wrap.
Absolutely.
Don't call me, don't talk to me, because it's just, I probably won't have the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be flying, but it's just that, you know, and bringing those bridging those things together is key.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too, bro. Like, but I think like what she read with that etymology with packs and stuff, like I just think that like, those two just have to go together. Like
peace and pace.
Peace and pace have to go together, bro.
And permission.
Hey, Jam.
Yeah.
Yep, peace and pace.
Like it has to go together. Because when you do it, and so like you talk about that tour, you talk about Mr. Magoo, like Mr. Magoo was never worried about nothing. Like he was living, dog.
And you couldn't tell him nothing was wrong with it.
Right, bro.
He was like, hey, you know you can't. No, man, I'm good. I mean, he in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just a pace, man.
He get up, he move how he move, and it's just like, come on, you need to be.
He's an older guy, so that means he's lived.
Yeah. And you totally sure yourself.
My uncle, my Uncle Roy.
Yes.
Shout out my Uncle Roy. My Uncle Roy is 82 or 83. What's crazy about it, brother? Him and my aunt, they just moved back into their new house, which really wasn't a new house. They had to rebuild the house because it burned down last year sometime. It was early this year. Early this year into last year.
2020 is a long year.
Oh man, it's been crazy. And so they've been displaced. They were staying with some of their grandkids. They were staying at the hotel for a minute.
Yeah.
Thank God for insurance and all that. But they had to rebuild. Rebuilding your own home and having a whole new construction in your 80s is something.
Yeah.
Your house burned down, you lose pretty much anything in there. At that particular time, under normal circumstances, that really can throw you for a loop. And then in the midst of it, she had to have like a knee surgery. You know what I'm saying? And when they first moved into the new house, she'd have knee surgery, different things like that. But the resilience of them is resilience, right? But my uncle, bro, we was staying guys, my bro, and he don't speed up for nobody.
Yeah.
We used to ride. He had a little small 2-seater Toyota truck, a little baby blue truck. He still got it in his yard right now. And we were riding, guys would ride up and down the street, and he would take us to the snowball stand. So we'd be all in the back, back in the tailgate back there. So and we riding back there, and he just on the road, and he doing every bit of 35, 40. And people passing him by, and he doesn't feel no kind of way about the people passing by. Some people he don't care.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. They call him Daddy. Everybody knew Daddy's not gonna get it, but he gonna be on time.
Yeah.
He not late.
Facts.
And he worked at the plant for years, always on time. He's a foreman. He's a board member at the church. He's always on time. But he's just always gonna pace himself.
Yeah.
And he's never gonna speed. So now somebody like him, you never see him getting in wrecks. I never see him getting, because it's just like you don't see it.
Yeah.
Because there's a pace.
Yeah.
And everybody knows he gonna walk. He gonna do it like he do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you may get aggravated because you like, come on. You know what I'm saying? But his divine pace. And so his pace has allowed, you ready?
Yeah.
Bars. His pace has become the prerequisite for grace.
I like that.
Like his pacefulness has allowed his gracefulness. He's paceful. Paceful, I like that word, Jan. Write it down. Paceful, I like that. You're paceful. You know what I'm saying? Pacefulness. You know what I'm saying? Like it just amazing pace. You know, we keep going with that grace thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, dog. Come on.
His pace is sufficient. Come on, y'all gotta keep going. Come on, y'all gotta know. Come on, y'all know another one. Come on.
I'm not thinking of nothing right now.
Come on, you got scriptures, man. Come on.
Don't frustrate the pace.
Don't frustrate the pace. That is. That's dope. Come on, Swag, you got one? Grace scripture would say pace. Don't frustrate the pace. The child wax strong in pace and wisdom. That's dope. Yeah. You know they call grace a space.
Space for grace.
Space for grace.
Yep.
Grace is space.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It is.
Don't even think about all them grace scriptures. Now I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna come up with a bunch of them. Like, oh, by grace.
You were saved by pace.
You're saved by pace. Saved by pace through faith. And it's not of yourselves. It's a gift of God. Now that's dope, though. Yeah. That's dope. But pace, man.
Yeah.
And so whoever's listening to this, you can find yourself in either maybe you need to slow down or maybe you need to speed up. But either way, you just need to find your pace.
It's personal.
You know, and let me change.
Say find your pocket.
Well, it's pocket, the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing, yeah.
And find
it's pocket rhythm.
It's pocket and rhythm. Pocket, rhythm, pace, unforced rhythms of grace. Pace, all that's pace.
Yep.
And I think that, and I will change what I just said. Not find your pace. It's yours. But it can't be yours till you realize it's his. That's,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Realize not yours just alone, but it's his. And then let his become yours. And you realize he shows you, hey, you know, as God, this is all I've been trying to do the whole time.
Yeah.
You thought I've been protecting you, but I was really just trying to show you, look at yourself.
Yeah.
This is who you really are. Now you let some other people tell you something different, but this is you. This is your pace. And along with pace comes what's needed for his patience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was about to say yours again.
What?
With pace comes permission.
Yeah.
With pace comes permission.
Well, and then you talked about Matthew 6, but like when seeking the kingdom of God first is pace, and then all these things to be added. So you was just talking about rhythm. So stay in your rhythm, and then you don't have to keep running after stuff. So it's gonna come to you.
Yep.
It just goes together. That whole Matthew 6 is pace.
Yeah, give us this day.
Really is.
Give us this day our daily bread. Like that's pace, bro.
Yeah.
I started thinking all these scripts, like all those scripts are pace.
Yeah.
Take no, what do you say? Deny yourself. Yeah, deny yourself. Take it across. Follow me, like right. Like any man coming to let him deny himself. Right. You know, you find your life, you're gonna lose your life. Mindset. That's pace.
Yeah.
Leave everything. It's pace. He's trying to show us pace.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove yourself to anybody anymore either. We
were talking about relationships the other day and how some people we knew that they got married very, very, very early on in the young ages. And now, you know, they're a little older and they're just starting, and I love it. I'm happy about it because they're just starting to figure out, they've been through some trials and stuff like that, but they're just starting to figure out their pace. You know, with each other, and but it's like
figure out that rhythm with
each
huge,
other. Bro.
That's huge.
But there's a rhythm.
But think about how much friction that is trying to grow.
Well, friction is the misunderstanding of rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or when things are out of gear.
Yeah.
But when things are in gear and there's a right pace to it. I used to like watching gears work. You know what I'm saying? Like you see sometimes the gears inside the clocks of time, or you see it on cartoons, and it was like perfect timing with this boom, and it's like, and it just knows that the time is supposed to do it. If one gear is off, it'll throw the whole rhythm of everything off.
Yeah.
But everything functioning proper, the rhythm is perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life too, relationship wise, but that's a good conversation too. I mean, it's just certain timing of things, and it's like, okay, so and here's the thing about pace. You don't find pace in a group.
Come on.
No. There is no group pace. Sometimes the pace has to separate, and you find your pace in you. And then when you show back up with your pace, you see what matches and what the rhythm is, right? You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing thing, and pace really validates things. It can really validate, validate and evaluate, give value to things. Because if not before time, you know, a premature fruit may not have the value, and you'll take it and be like, cause it don't, right? But then it's like when the pace and maturity and the growth happens, then it's just pace, man. Like just pace. Everybody just gotta kind of chill.
Yeah, you have need a pace.
You need a pace.
Yeah.
That after you've done the will of the Father, you might receive the promise.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. So that's dope.
That's excellent.
I feel like we're talking about pace and just chilling out. This whole episode was chill.
It was.
You know, just relax. What you rushing for?
Yeah.
Why you hollering?
And we were forced because I got here late. Then we got here late. But then it was like even when we got here, we had some technical difficulties, and it just caused us to be like, and I got aggravated.
Yeah.
For a quick minute, not at anything in particular. It was just like, I got to open this whole thing up, and I did
because when that little thing went.
Yeah, and we almost got it out of the car.
Calm down.
And then I said, but then I found a new way. We found a new way to record. That's probably gonna be the only way we're gonna do it from now on. It's probably better for us this way. You know what I'm saying? But it's the pace. I'll say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. But that pace makes you find things that you didn't know were there.
Yeah. Are you finding them, or are they being added to you?
No, there it is. There it is.
It's both, baby.
What they've been there.
Yeah.
And it's called revelation. It's being revealed to you. But it's all. I wrote this. I was talking about that the other day, and he said something, and I wrote it down and said, "Stop taking the ride without learning the route." Right?
Oh, that's very
because we get in the car and we go so fast and we don't even see anything.
That's true.
You ever been in the car? You drive so fast somewhere you don't even see the scenery, man. Like. Yeah. You missing stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the pace.
That's what they taught me too when I was younger. Like I used to get we all used to get driven around a lot. I used to get driven around like by a lot of different people. And it was like, you need to stop sleeping every time you get in the car.
I used to hate it.
You need to pay attention.
I'm like, yo, I'm sleepy though.
Yeah. Like, you need to learn with this street is so you know when you get ready to drive, you know where to go.
You know where they go, right.
What's crazy is you could be wide awake. And if you're being driven somewhere, you could still not know how you got there. Like you were watching everything.
This is true.
You're like, wait, so we did take 3 laps.
I don't know. I'm not like that.
Yes. So you would sleep every time?
No, I'm saying when I'm awake, I'm paying attention.
When I'm awake, I'm paying attention. Sometimes I can daydream too.
You can also be so relaxed.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're not driving, so you could be that relaxed that you're not trying to remember every turn, every stop. Like you can't go back and repeat it.
No, it's for me, it's just kind of a subconscious kind of thing. You just kind of like letting the information like enter you while you pass through.
But you're paying attention though. It's not an automatic thing.
No, but I mean, I'm not actively like, that's a McDonald's. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But I'm paying attention to what I see as we're moving.
No, that's a good point.
But yeah,
that's a good point.
You could literally be looking around but not paying attention. I guess that's what I'm saying.
On both sides of that.
You're actually paying attention.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Someone could be looking around but not actually paying attention to
I get that,
where they are.
I totally get it. I was speaking personally.
I know. Yeah. I know. Oh my God.
No, there's something that speaks to something.
I'm literally talking in general.
No, that speaks to something. No,
but I'm saying when I was speaking from a personal perspective, not a general perspective. So I get what you're saying.
Yes.
I got it the first time.
Your facial expressions just be like.
No, I got it the first time.
I don't know what that means.
Even like this.
Yeah, so it makes me want to extra explain, but he'd be like, I know, but he's still like.
No, but the whole time I got it.
I get it the first time.
Do I say it again?
I got it the first time.
Where do I go from here?
But I be trying to figure out if I'm not getting it because after she says it and then I say something and then she comes back and says it again like I didn't get it. I was like,
yeah, it's your face that makes me think you did.
Yeah, I get it. Go ahead, Montreal.
Is it the face or is it the pace? I'm just playing.
This guy.
we need to do a room about pace.
Oh yeah.
Pace yourself.
I'm here for it.
You were saying something.
Paces.
He was trying to.
Was I saying something?
He was trying to. We talking about not paying attention. You passing by stuff. Paying attention. You could be seeing something. You could be in a daze.
You said something like it's both or some. I don't know where you were going with it.
It's both sides of it because sometimes you can be looking and not taking nothing in, or you could be looking and taking it all in. And I think it depends on I guess your determination or how you've conditioned your mind to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a question for y'all. Have you ever like been texting? I know it's so bad. Would you ever been texting on the road and you was driving and then you look up and you done drove like a long way and you don't know, you don't remember seeing the road you was on? You ever done it before? Like
I've done that.
Like texting, like you could be, and it may not be as long as you felt when you looked up, but like you be about to, like going to my house, go by the interstate. I'm crossing the interstate and I didn't texting, and now I'm at the curb.
Like,
I'm at the roundabout. It's like, and I know I wasn't looking at the road.
Like I don't remember.
But it's like I was looking at it, but I know I wasn't like, let me ride the road. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like
it's crazy because it's like a blur. Then it's like
ingrained. This is a terrible.
The last 5 minutes is a blur.
This is a horrible example, so don't use it about texting. But
really,
your mind and who you are is automatic that way. That's Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's automatic that way. Like it picks up stuff that you're not even intentionally focused on.
Yeah.
So now that makes me think about Inception. How the only person who could know about the building was one who was creating it, was building it.
Exactly.
And they knew all of the back, the architect. Yeah.
Yes.
They knew all of the back ends or whatever, but nobody else did. Right. So it's like you can walk and you do stuff because you have those things built in your mind now.
Your mind.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you about to
really?
watch Inception.
Yo, it's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest movies ever.
It is, bro. It is.
Man, really Sam sent me a video one time, bro. One day where they showed a video.
100%.
That's Sam.
Where they built a like cylindrical cauldron for the scene when they were in the hotel and they were like on the ceiling fighting.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Where it was like moving as they were fighting.
Yo, I need that.
Yo, bro, it's ridiculous the amount of money.
Just like strings or something?
No, they're not on strings. They built like this tube that's rotating while they're acting and fighting.
Like that would make me trip.
Bro, Christopher Nolan is so freaking ridiculous, bro.
Wow.
So they had to actually get everything in sequence because if you miss a move while things are spinning, like you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So you had to like actually choreograph that so perfectly and get it every time.
I think I'm looking at it right now.
Looking at it right now, bro. That junk is so retarded, bro.
Yeah, no, fighting in movies is really your dance. Whenever you look behind the scenes, you be like, wait, they really just learning these steps.
Yeah.
That's how them karate movies were.
Yeah.
All the martial arts movies, fight movies, all those are sequence.
Yeah.
And if you do it out of pace, boy.
Get that real lick.
In your face, in your face, in your face. That's what's up, y'all.
In the face.
In the face. That's been dope.
Yeah.
This has been dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to our winners because we chose winners.
Yep, Roger and Jessica.
Last episode.
Yep. Oh yeah. shout out to Roger and Jessica.
Yeah.
They literally sit there answering at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Like 12:03.
Facts. That's crazy.
So, but I just saw it as another opportunity to give some more.
Yeah.
So it's dope.
I'm so happy. I know they had a good Christmas. That's always great.
Right.
Yeah. Getting
unexpected money.
It's
like what?
Yeah. Hey, free money.
Hey.
Come on, girl. You better go into this
for
new
the
year.
word. Like what?
Right.
So
do it every time.
Yep. It's been a good Christmas.
Yeah.
It'll be a better New Year.
Yeah.
And this is it. So
before you close, what are you looking forward to?
Now look, we can say service and you can say close. Now
he's about to close.
It's been a good New Year.
It's been a good New Year. Yeah. All right.
He's about to close.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I said he was about to close. I was just trying to get you before you close out.
Okay.
He's about to do the whole outro. Okay. I was about to ask what are y'all expecting in the new year?
2021.
Yeah. Are you expecting anything or?
I'm expecting to pace myself.
Okay, real good. You learned quick.
In peace. No, but really, actually, pace is good for regular life, for business, for everything. Because it makes you chill.
It does, and that's my value right there.
We already know. This is how you live.
I expect to chill out and speed up.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm gonna let the wind take me.
Yeah.
You'll be going with the wind.
Let the wheel take
in the
you.
fog. Nah, for real. I expect to. It's been on my mind. It's not like a New Year's resolution thing, but it's like it really been hitting me because the pace stuff hit me last week, and then he started talking about that today, the realm and timing and all that. And I guess he's just asking. I feel like God is asking me for more surrender.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to do that. But to just do it, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? There's no steps for it.
Yeah.
So for me, the things that I know on my plate to be done and to activate, I just do those. And I'm just not taking no thought for whatever else.
Yep.
That's really good.
So. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You had something in particular?
I didn't even introduce everybody. It was a shout out to Swag.
I got a weird perspective on New Year.
What's it?
I don't do New Year like that.
Yeah. It feels just like
what?
another day, right?
First of all, to me, New Year is springtime. The true New Year is springtime to me.
Come on now, Black Hebrew.
Because
Nah,
it just makes sense naturally.
That makes sense though.
That's when stuff starts growing.
Yeah.
God's true people.
Like the New Year don't make sense to me if it happens in the middle of winter.
Right.
It just physically don't make sense. But then another thing too is like we be lying to ourselves when we switch up, like we just do these quick switch ups like a day later.
It's literally just
New
a day.
Year, new me, huh?
I wonder if is that dead? No, it's not.
I'm not much alive.
I mean, like not lying to yourself.
Everybody won't be where the money reside in 2021.
Like you don't make the change.
Where the money reside.
But like,
don't get me started.
While we talk about it just now, like that change don't really quote unquote happen until you get into the face.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, but that's where the disappointment comes. January 1st we turned up. January 12th we like
scratch all that.
Where my powers
It
at.
doesn't feel fresh anymore to me. I guess I feel like what you're saying, like if for some reason years ago the new year felt way more fresh. I don't know, it felt fresher. Like it really felt like a new start. But after you've done it so many times, I just think as you age, it just starts feeling like it's gonna be Friday.
Right.
Yeah, but I would say like I've kind of seen the switch in my pace, like recently, like in the past couple months.
Awesome.
So I guess I kind of count that as a new thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't just wait until January 1st or just like
Facts.
That's
Facts.
because that's when you get back into the like what we talked about, like just rushing or
That's the same reason I don't wait to talk to God at church. I don't wait to pray a prayer.
Yeah.
I don't wait to praise the worship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't wait for those. Because once again, the zones. Those are time zones. You know what I'm saying? And some people just need that stuff. But I think those are entry level to the realm.
You know what I do expect, though, for the new coming months? It's just, I think a few months ago, I started meeting a lot of new people. And I just think this new year, 2021, is going to be a lot of new people, just like in my life. So I can just feel it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
What about yourself?
I mean, that's why I started to cleanse when I did, because I was like, why am I waiting?
Right, let me start that mug now. Like,
yeah,
what's the point?
I want to do it now. Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, but it's a duality too, because it's like, the mass mind and the way that they're conditioned to start that new year. So being able to weave throughout that and still not lose yourself is probably the thing that whenever I think about the new year, I try to master that kind of cool. A lot of people are expecting stuff, when the new year happens. Like, I'm expecting stuff every day.
Yes.
So it's not like, I didn't end or cancel the rest of this year waiting for the new year. Like, what does that even mean? But I believe next year is going to be, I'm expecting like a lot next year. And I know it's maybe a worn out word that we may use a lot in church. But like, I'm literally looking for overflow, like in all of our lives.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Just like in a way that we haven't seen it before.
Yep.
So I've been preparing myself for that. And I think that's why like this cleanse is a part of that too, just because it set me up to be able to be in that pace throughout those different spaces. Yeah.
Yes.
To where I'm at a clear space or place in my mind and whole being. So.
I do think that's important to think about your whole being instead of just you can't just be all knowledge or all spiritual.
Right.
Your body got to come with you.
It's the whole
So
thing.
if you want to be here,
Maximize, right.
your body got to come with you.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot I want to get done this year too.
Maximize all areas.
Because this will be like my third year, pastoring too. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like a lot, coming
You
up
got a
on
new
third
spot
year.
too, bro. You got a new spot. So
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and that
expansion
too.
already.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So I'm really looking for that to be something bigger than even I think. So yeah, I'm excited, man.
Did you say you were a business owner earlier?
I did not.
Yeah, so he's a pastor and a business owner who has a new office.
I do.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. And guess what? I told my mom to call it. I just told her to call it my space. Like not like MySpace, but
MySpace.
You live in a MySpace?
She was like, because I was like, I can't say the office because you think I'm talking about the church. I can't say, the studio. You think I'm talking about. So it's called my space. Yeah. So
that's super
I'm excited,
cool.
man. But we go call it Paradise too.
Paradise. Walk in. Oh, it's Paradise.
Oh, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Great things.
I'm excited, man.
Yes.
Great things are now.
Yeah. Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Great things are now, and the best is now.
Right now. Yeah.
Not yet to come, it is.
Yeah.
That's it. Just keep that pace.
Yeah.
Yep.
So shout out to all the listeners too, man.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man.
Yes.
Y'all tell some people about it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help everybody out and help ourselves out, and everybody just get help.
Yeah.
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
And always share what you learn. You can text us anytime, and then
Right.
Yeah, hit us up.
Stay
We'll put the number on the
connected.
screen, all that good stuff.
Because that's the best part. Like when you watching this episode and then something like sparks in you or like pops out at you, like just hit us up and let us know, and we can have that dialogue.
Because we're not trying to aggravate you, so we ain't gonna be up in your phone.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't texting like that.
With the morning meditation.
We're not. I mean, it's just not. It's a community conversation.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's what we want to keep it as. So.
Yep. It's Redin30, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Redin30. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.